guys? Welcome to another video. I hope this doesn't upset you guys, but I do want to kind of get right into modifying the car. This is my old intake system. Of course, this is just the box that's right over there. But I do want to just make it kind of seem like it's a little legit, but yeah, I've had this box for a long time, just as long as obviously I have the intake, which is about put on the GTI in 2017. But so here's one of the things that like kind of inspired me. The R is the R stock intake, especially with the IS38, just sucks in so much air that it sounds honestly just like my GTI did with the APR intake. So I'm thinking this is just going to be insane turbo noise. You know, a lot of you guys are thinking like, and I actually even mentioned this on one of my previous videos, that this intake does not offer much as far as gains. I was a little bit wrong when I said that. One of the things that I really want to clarify in this video is the fact that this is a really well constructed, well built intake, and I'm not paid to say that. I kind of wish I was, but I've seen some updated tests with the full intake system from APR, including the inlet pipe, and it's actually with the inlet pipe, which I still own the inlet pipe. We're actually installing just the intake today. After new tests were run with the full APR intake system, there was actually an increase in airflow. So I don't necessarily know what that would do on the dyno. It's probably so minimal that, you know, again, intake system, it's really not going to have huge gains depending on whatever intake system you get. I hear really great things about the R600 intake system. I'd really like to try that on this car, but for now we're just going to go APR intake. Super easy install. So of course, if I want to go a different route, which I may, quickly pop it out and put a new one in. So, but yeah, this is a really easy install, and I want to show you guys, to bring you guys along, and we'll do an intake install so we can make the turbo just a little bit louder on this car. I'm not going for gains at all because there really aren't many gains to be had. So we're just going for noise, and it's such a beautiful intake, and we'll spruce up the engine bay because it's pretty plastic. So we need some carbon fiber really bad. All right, so here it is. The APR intake. This carbon fiber, after I would say it's probably 3 years on the GTI, only got some light scratches there that can easily be polished out. Really not much yellowing. It's a great construction. It's still, you know, there's no cracks. I do hear people have some issues with this part. Let's see if it's showing up on camera. Yeah. This part cracks, but for me, haven't had any issues. I unscrewed everything, cleaned everything up. This should be a pretty easy install. We just have a couple screws here. We need to tend to this one and then this one. We pull this bad Larry out. Of course, we want to disconnect our coolant line and our factory intake. So this whole thing is coming out. Obviously, we're leaving this. We'll tuck this right under the intake. Super easy installation, and yeah, honestly, it's a lot of fun. I really like doing this. Of course, this car is very new still, so everything should pop out really easily, and yeah, we'll get right to it. Alright, so the one thing you guys got to be careful of is when you're taking this out of here, be as cautious as possible, because I just punched, I think this, and now my hand's bleeding. It hurts. It's pretty stubborn, so just keep that in mind. So now is kind of the easy part. Now it's kind of the easier part. So we just have to take this off and then pop the stock intake box out. All right, see how it's kind of loose like that? That should be enough to get this box out, so we'll see how she do. Just put it off to the side. Yes. All right. And a 1 and a 2. Gotta be careful of this coolant line as well. There's so many variables. right, so like mentioned before, we're actually going to put this over our coolant hose. Some people put the coolant hose over, you know, this is just my opinion. This is how I do it. So we're just gonna take this very carefully and hopefully, all right, so that's done. All right, so as you guys can see, the intake is all installed. Of course, as per usual, New England Pete style. I did a little bit off camera. This was kind of a pain in the butt just because my vice grip was very rusty and old. So be mindful of this. It's still kind of easy to do if you have the right tools. Especially two people, just so you can open this, because I ended up not using the vice grip, just to use needle nose, and had just my father help me mount the plastic to the carbon. So, and of course we have some zip tie action going on for the coolant hose. Basically it was a little kinked, so what I did was I took a zip tie and we just brought up the coolant just a little bit so it wouldn't be so far kinked in. You really don't want to have like a complete like curve in your coolant line. That would cause problems. So one thing I also want to mention too is there's a little screw that goes right here, or it goes like in there. Very difficult to do. Again, you probably should have like a vice grip or something, or just if you have the proper tools, it'll work. But I took a vice grip and a screwdriver at Phillips head and did that until it went on. But again, it's so hard to, you can't get any long tools in there because I think it's like parallel to here and you just keep whacking that. So it's pretty tight in here. But anyway, it's all ready. We'll fire it up and we'll get some turbo noises. Honestly, it sounds pretty good, especially on the inside. It probably picked up pretty okay on the outside. You could probably get a little bit more turbo noise just from the comparison to stock. So, yeah, I'm gonna say it's definitely worthwhile. It's very expensive though, but again, you're getting really, really good build quality. I know it's just an intake, and you're really not gonna see many gains or really any gains at all from it, but you know, it looks really good. And I had it from my GTI, so I might as well move it over. And it was very easy installation. I know it's dark now, but I had dinner in between, so it kind of like threw things off. And again, really, really good quality intake, and yeah, it sounds honestly pretty good. So I'm gonna take it for a quick spin and catch you guys in the next video. So anyway, with that said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.